Needed back on Nessus, Guardian. As if their tank wasn't enough, now we have Scions tunneling into Vex territory. According to Crow, their leader is Ixal the Far-Reaching. She's looking for something that will secure her a seat on the War Council. Something that will impress, like Vex prediction engines. Whatever Ixal digs up could give Caiatl the winning edge. Or worse, simply unleash destruction on us all. Either outcome is to be avoided at all costs. Ensure they never try this again.
Vanguard scouts report a detachment of Scions led by one, Ixal the Far-Reaching, has moved deep into Vex territory on Nessus. Lord Saladin explains that Osiris is the expert here, but he has spoken enough about Vex temporal capabilities for Saladin to know that this cannot end well. The Iron Lord wants you to find out what the enemy is up to.
How did it go?
Well, the Cabal are just thrilled we've been interfering in their politics. That said, a lot of them are just as unhappy Caiatl tried to fold us into the Empire.
Interesting. Another crack in the shield.
Aren't you worried about retaliation? The data we've pulled from that prediction engine. We need to act now.
That data represents possibility, not fate. We need to know more. Good, you're here. The Scions you broke up on Nessus are plotting something. Help Crow investigate this further.
Wait. You aren't going to tell the commander? This concerns him. He deserves to know.
My hope is there won't be anything to tell. Not if you and the Guardian see this through.
Nessus, Europa, the Cosmodrome. Every time the Cabal return to the battlegrounds, so shall we. Osiris has sent Crow undercover to investigate their plans for the Vex prediction engines. We need you back on the front lines. The more you can draw their fire, the easier it'll be for Crow to slip under the radar. And while you're out there, be sure to claim whatever you find in the aftermath. Weapons, gold. Without their home system, they can't resupply. And without supplies, they can't resist for long.
Lord Saladin urges you to keep pressuring the Cabal. With each defeat, Caiatl loses the respect of her soldiers and the control over her subjects. While you're deployed to the battleground, Saladin has directed Crow to continue looking into the futures. Ixal the Far-Reaching saw on Nessus.
Listen, I've been combing through the prediction you pulled from Nessus. I've got bad news. I think the Cabal are going to try to take Zavala out. He's missing from every single one of the futures they predicted. Not missing where'd he go missing. Dead missing. Osiris says there are only possibilities, but I think it's the real deal. Zavala has refused to work with Caiatl. It's in her best interest to remove him. Sends a strong message. Glint can't pinpoint a time and place yet. We need more information. Word is, the Vex have always had trouble predicting you. Maybe that's our edge. What do you say? Want to help prevent a prophecy?
Crow's eyes are stern. His voice is strained with worry. He tells you he's swung by Nessus, stopped by a Vex conflux near where you hit those Scions. He was worried and had to use his mind. Glint tapped into them and managed to dig out a corrupted cabal transmission from that site. It could be nothing, but they traced it back to Europa. Crow would feel better if a friend were to check it out.
Thanks to your field work, I have an idea of what the Scions are planning. It's not good. This gadget you found. It's a tiny light disruptor. Small, but strong enough to knock down a ghost. Saladin says when the Cabal sieged the city, they severed our connection to the light. Looks like the Scions have refined that tech. It's elegant, actually. And deadly. They wouldn't need to fly a fleet into the city to use this. A single gunman would be enough, if they could catch a Guardian flat-footed. I'll tell Osiris, and I'll keep an eye on the commander. You know, just to be safe.
Crow offers a restrained fist bump. He mutters affirmation under his breath. He seems impressed by the light disruptor, and thankful for your help. But behind his eyes you can tell his mind is racing over what this could mean. He's glad he spoke up. He thinks something like this could have easily gotten away from us. You see Crow flinch, as if a literal light bulb flicked on inside his head. He mentions a report he'd seen. Scions at the city and stole some tech. Then he'd heard a few Guardians hadn't checked in from field ops, and yesterday one of their bodies was found. No ghost, no light, dead by what looks like city weapons. He thinks whoever these Scions are, they've been at this for a while.
Sometimes I like to listen to the city's pulse. I hear it best when the people are asleep, and when I'm alone. It was a warm night, and I wanted to feel the breeze on my face. I took a walk through the first garden we planted inside these walls, to remind myself how far we've come. We've made so many sacrifices since those early days. But with the green of that garden and the murmur of the city we built up around it, I could be at peace. For a little while. Have you ever felt someone's eyes watching you, Guardian? But I knew he was there before I saw him. I turned, and there he was, Uldren Sov, his spirit haunting me. Then he shouted a warning, and something snapped in the trees behind me. I spun around, my gun in hand, before I realized I'd drawn it. It all happened so fast. A cabal assassin, one of Caiatls, no doubt. When I looked back for Prince Uldren, he was gone. Was it a troubled spirit? A hallucination? I wasn't sleeping well before. Now I'm not sure I will at all.
There was an assassin within the walls of the last city, and no one knew until it was almost too late. Luck was on our side. Next time, it won't be. What we must do now is channel our light into a clean burning fury and raise the Cabal Empire to ashes. Zavala may still have hope for a peaceful resolution, but he hasn't seen what I have. I'm still an Iron Lord. I'll be in the fray exacting retribution. When you're ready, you should be too.
You can almost feel the heat of Lord Saladin's rage in his written word. He states Caiatl and the Cabal have shown their true colours, that of cowards and cutthroats. He wants retribution for their attack and demands all active Guardians redouble their patrols through Cabal territories. His message urges Guardians to not hold back, to not show mercy that the Cabal invited death on themselves. He reminds you that they speak of honour and show none. Break them.
Commander, an attack on your life within our own walls, in the streets where the city's children play. I wish it surprised me. Every minute we waste, our enemies grow bolder. I saw it with the warlords of Allah. Give them slack, and they'll hang you with it. You must act. Remind our enemies that there are consequences when darkness breaches our walls. Remind the people why they put their faith in the Guardians. This attack was just a taste. Next time, they'll target someone else, someone you can't save. That loss will be on you. The weight of it will crush you. Trust me.
You were seen.
At that distance, in the dark, no.
Enough to put a name to a dead man's face. The commander told Ikora. Thankfully, he passed you off as a hallucination.
An assassin was inside our walls. I had to do something.
This isn't the first time an enemy has infiltrated the city, and it won't be the last. Your concern is noted, but far from a crisis.
An attempted assassination isn't a crisis?
Zavala is quite capable of dispatching a lone scion.
He was distracted, soon to be lightless. If I wasn't
Unmasked? Didn't the spider teach you that even small mistakes bring large consequences?
I suppose you learned that chasing Xivu Arath.
Choose your next words wisely.
I should have kept my mask on, but I don't regret acting. I still think Zavala's in danger.
That is why I'm embedding you as his bodyguard.
Is that wise?
We need to draw in their assassins, and a full security outfit is too obvious. Keep your mask on, always. Do not speak. Can I trust you to handle this with discretion?
The utmost. My mask was in my hand. Stupid, I know, but I felt safe. I thought I could just relax for a minute. It was a mistake. Osiris tells me the commander always talks about making the hard choice. Reveal myself or let him die. Whatever I chose, someone would still say I was wrong. I'm sure you've lost people. Racked your mind for how it could have been different. Too far away to act, but close enough to wonder. If you could have stopped it, wouldn't you? No matter the cost. I've been at the mercy of something I couldn't stop, without knowing why. Blind in a nightmare. I didn't want to be the reason for more pain. The next time they come for the commander, they'll have to get through me. Mask or no mask. Just don't tell Osiris I said that.
Crow offers his apologies, but still believes he did the right thing. He's glad to have your support and says he'll be watching Commander Zavala's back more closely from here on out.
The Cabal have no shame. They failed to take out our leadership, and now they escalate their barbarism on the battleground. Believe me, I wish it were not this way, but I've seen this pattern play out many times before. Like the warlords of our darker days, Caiatl and her commanders see honor as currency, valuable only for the fear it strikes in their enemies' hearts.
There's no merit in it, no trust, and there's no negotiating with brutes like that. Meet them on the battlefield and prove again and again where the real honor lies. Saladin warns of escalating cabal brutality across the system. As Caiatl's council chambers remain empty, prospective commanders lash out in desperation. Their supply lines are straining, and confidence in the Empire is waning. Saladin has seen what desperation can drive a foe to do, and believes now is the opportune time to deliver a finishing blow.
After everything the Cabal have done to us, after Gaul, we are warriors. Why aren't we at war?
This is not an easy decision. You know that.
Not easy, but inevitable. Neither side can sustain a real war, but the Cabal are aggressive and proud. If we do not end this, it will escalate beyond our control. The city is at risk.
So strike now. Take out their leader. United, we can handle the rest in a matter of weeks.
You don't think that lowers us to the enemy's level?
Whether it does or not, I doubt Caiatl will go down so easily. But perhaps there is wisdom in thinking like the Cabal. Caiatl has rallied support by embracing old traditions. If Zavala challenges her to ceremonial combat, she must accept, or risk losing that support. Humanity's champion versus the Cabal's. The winner dictates the future.
If we win, there's no guarantee Caiatl's followers will honor the result, even if the Empress herself does.
And if we lose this gamble, when Caiatl has a knife to your throat, will she thank you for your diplomacy?
Every fight is a gamble. The question is whether you're willing to bet on our best guardians.
Any day of the week. Make your preparations. I'll reach out to Caiatl to discuss terms.
Commander, I appreciate your cooperation. So with that being shown, that sets up next week's strike perfectly, as we're most likely going to be attacking her champion and then maybe her herself, and the cabal will eventually become allies. As we finish off this video, just a little Destiny memento from back along. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and comment, and I'll see you in the next one.